My name in the game is Astranox. I don't want fame cause all I wanna do is play games. I'm insane in those games and I can teach you the same. But if you wanna know a few things, you just gotta remember my name. But if you forget, there's no shame. The trick is that you gotta be quick and click on the like and subscribe. But if you're late, mate, that's great. I won't hate cause it's gonna be fake.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Astranox. I'm gonna be going over the patch notes, but first let's talk about Elphelt Valentine. Oh man, limited fire ranger, right? Should you be summoning for her? Let's look at her kit real quick. I'll do this really quick. Her stats, decent survival, high speed, 115 speed, attack, pretty decent considering her kit. Team attack percentage and self effectiveness for memory imprint. Effectiveness is nice. She has 30% effectiveness already on herself. Skill number 3, 5-turn cooldown becomes 4-turn cooldown. Magnum wedding shoots bullets of love at the enemy, dispelling 1 buff. Fawn Cecilia, if she's protecting that immunity set, the barrier is going to be stripped first, so keep that in mind. Before a 100% chance to put them to sleep for 1 turn. That is huge. Sleep debuff is actually very powerful. Decrease defense for 2 turns. Defense break, great. Cuts their defense, boosting your whole team's damage output against the target. Grants the caster an extra turn. That is huge. This skill is the setup and to the kill with skill number 3. Hopefully, she's very stat hungry, very hard to build this hero. It's going to be a late game hero, guys. If you have to choose between Baiken and this hero, Baiken is going to be easier to gear than Elphelt Valentine. So keep that in mind if you're trying to decide if you're on the fence. Just telling you guys, this is going to be a hard to build hero. Soulburn effect, ignores effect resistance is actually very powerful because, being able to land a sleep and decrease defense 100% of the time, that is massive right there. So sleep allows you to crit the target 100% chance. So that is massive, meaning that this skill traps the enemy in a cake before attacking them with a cake cutting blade and increasing crit chance buff, increasing critical hit chance of all allies for 2 turns. That's massive, a lot of value out of the 50% crit chance buff for the whole team. So you can build according to that buff and have a bunch more attack and crit damage, which is great. When the enemy is defeated, also decrease defense of all remaining allies. Of course not allies. Also decrease defense of all remaining enemies for 2 turns. That's massive. You will be, setting up the next kills. Damage dealt increases proportional to the number of debuffs inflicted on the enemy. So you're going to be inflicting sleep and defense break. Hopefully, if you did Soulburn, it's going to happen, right? Unless you're at elemental disadvantage, or maybe, you have to deal with a 15% innate resist. So keep that in mind, right? So there's going to be a resist check for those those 2 debuffs, sleep and decreased defense. So here, you can kill with this thing. You can build her with 50% crit chance and use the crit chance buff later, but you can also build her with no crit chance at all, because if the target is slept, then you're going to be critting that target 100% chance. So that means you can go ham on attack, you can go ham on other stat, right? You're going to need effectiveness if you're not going to be relying on ignore effect resistance with the Soulburn here. So there's multiple ways to actually build this hero. I'll be talking more in depth about this hero as I, showcase her, because I'll showcase her on my first account with the best gear, and I'll showcase ML Haste as well on my account number 3. So I'll continue talking about her during the patch notes in a minute here, but overall this hero has a lot of potential, man. Different ways to build this hero, and she actually brings a lot to the table, helps the team. She's not a selfish hero, which I love. I can't wait to see her multiplier. I don't know how much damage she's getting increased by her skill number 2, the portion that boosts the damage based on how many debuffs are on the target. So keep that in mind. We don't know her multipliers. That's the thing though. But I'm assuming that she's going to be able to land a kill, because sleep plus defense break, that target is also got its health reduced because you actually dealt some damage with skill 3 as well. Skill number 1, 75% chance to make them unable to be buffed for 1 turn. Very powerful debuff right there. Very cool. Let me jump on to the patch notes here. Okay. The patch notes, finally, let's go through this quickly. I'll talk about Elphelt's Valentine's limited artifact as well. So, of course, the last week here for the Guilty Gear collaboration, you guys need to farm hardcore. I've been doing it. If you don't have at least 1 copy of Soul Bad Guy, you need to work on that. Get him from the tournament. just adding this in. Don't forget, guys, get 2 Portrait of the Saviors maxed out, fully limit broken. Maybe you want more, you know, because 2 is good, because if you're using a cleave team, whatever, using 2 damage dealers in PvP, maybe 1 in your PvP team, 1 on your farmer, that's great. Maybe you want 3, 1 on your farmer, 2 on your damage dealers for PvP. So don't forget to get you know, 2 to 3 Portrait of the Saviors fully limit broken. That's actually very important, because I mean, they're gonna be gone when this event is actually over. That's the easiest way to get him from the normal difficulty. There's also the hard difficulty that's going to be opening up. Here are the heroes that are getting buffed during the side story. These are the artifacts boosting various currencies throughout the event, and Mrs. Confille is the limited artifact with Elphelt Valentine, and she's boosting you know, these 2 currencies here, the one for the tournament and the other one from I don't remember exactly, but you guys know which one it is. So this is the hard tournament difficulty. It's going to be Elphelt Valentine you're going to be fighting. That's the final boss. Get your rewards in there. They're usually pretty solid. I mean, from last year, from what I remember, right? So Molagora won from the challenge here, and let's see, what else do we have? Here's L. Yes, of course, new hero. That's the official video if you want to check her skill animation, guys. The official Epic 7 YouTube channel. So she is a Fire Ranger, of course. Capricorn, guys. Farm your materials for Capricorn, so you can awaken her and skill her up when she drops, right? We already talked about her skills. I definitely love her kit. Like, she does bring a lot to the table. Can't wait to test her out. Can't wait to figure out team compositions she's gonna be good into. Yeah, and let's talk about her artifact here. Mrs. Confille, 60% chance to decrease defense of the enemy for 1 turn after a single attack. This is huge. You can use this in PvE, you can use this in PvP. Very cool artifact. Of course, it's not 100% chance, but yeah, it's definitely pretty insane for an artifact. Having defense break, man, wow, I love this. But yeah, it's not guaranteed, right? It's it could be, you know, resisted. It could be not triggering, right? And you won't have this thing fully limit broken, especially as free to play, because you need to build multiple ones. You could use the Bottle of Knowledge in the powder shop to actually limit break this thing later when the event's not there anymore. You should only pull 1 copy, guys. Like, and don't even chase for that. Don't pull for a copy if you're free to play. Don't chase for it. If you get her and you don't get the artifact, whatever, like, you'll be fine without it. Don't worry. New 5-star hero, Blood Moon Haste. I'll pull for him. I'll showcase him. I'll definitely test him out, and you guys will see this. So stay tuned for that. We'll see if he I mean, he's niche, right? I mean, he counters revive heroes, brings survival to the team. So yeah, I did talk about him already. Mystic Summon system reorganization. The rotations, they're gonna last 3 weeks now instead of 4. So keep that in mind, guys. Additional improvements and bug fixes. New packs, right? Equipment booster, item level 75 equipment. These are the rates for which quality you're going to be getting, which rarity. Catalyst booster pack. Okay, this stuff here. I mean, I don't recommend buying this stuff. I mean, I don't recommend. Item level 75, you can't even reforge that. Maybe early game players that spend money. Artifact charm pack. Yes, it's hard to get XP for our artifacts, but still, gold, don't pay for gold. Just get leaves, farm using leaf farm the hunts. That's how you get gold, and sell the trash gear, which is usually most of the stuff you find in there. Most of the stuff comes from crafting, but still, you can luck out on a piece here and there. I might be skipping some big things, but I doubt it. You can let us know in the comment section. World Arena, yeah, of course, you can pick Dizzy and Necro and Undyne. Before I talk about if you should be pulling for Elphelt Valentine, I did give my thoughts so far, like a bit, but I'll talk about this stuff more in depth in a second here. But we can actually choose now between Skystone and Mystic Metals for the Arena reward every week. So you can calculate if it's worth it for you to get the Mystic Metals, if yeah, if you're going to be getting more Mystic Metals compared to Sky Stones, you know, you could go for that. If you prefer to pull, you know, try your luck with, you know, the Mystic summons. And the rest of the patch notes, nothing massive, right? If I'm missing something huge, just let us know in the comment section, guys. So, yeah, should you be pulling for Elphelt Valentine? Maybe you're on the fence here. You're trying to decide, are you going to be pulling for Baiken or her, right? Let's say you already have Dizzy, but just to let you guys know, out of the three, Dizzy is the easiest one to build in terms of like helping you throughout PvE in various areas. PvP offense, she is amazing. If they don't have any clans, she will heavily cripple the enemy team and you can just pick them apart. She's gonna considerably like lower their damage output, man. Dizzy is an easy choice for early to mid game players. Baiken would come in second, easiest to gear, right? Baiken, you could go first with her. You could boost the combat units of your team. Going first is actually a big deal in PvP. You could potentially kill someone and boost combat units for the whole team as well to kill a second threat. So that's also another way to use Baiken. You could one-shot a Banshee. You need the right other heroes to pull it off, but she's definitely viable to one-shot Banshee. As a free-to-play player, you shouldn't worry about one-shotting Banshee because, well, Sky Stones get depleted quick, and that's the end, basically. So, I mean, if you're farming that place in 2 minutes versus 1 minute, it doesn't really matter too much in the long run. The only moment where that's going to be useful for free-to-play players is if you're trying to get as many runs as possible during the gold buffing event, right? So that's the only time if you're heavily farming Banshee instead of, let's say, Wyvern. So that could be one reason to pull for Baiken. If you build her for one-shot team, you're not going to be using her as your combat unit booster in PvP because you need to build her slower. But with that build, she can definitely take out a lot of heroes, but she relies on landing bleeds. If they have immunity, she won't be able to like land a kill on a tanky hero, right? But when it comes down to Elphelt Valentine, she does bring a lot to the team, like I said, but she's gonna be very hard to build, guys, so you gotta keep that in mind. Like early to mid game players, man, this hero looks like it's gonna be quite rough for you to actually build properly. You don't have combat units boosting part of her kit for the rest of your team. Going first is a big deal in PvP. 115 base speed, yeah, you could go first, but if you don't have the rest of the stats, you're gonna need a bunch of effectiveness if you don't have the souls to soul burn her, right? You might be using the souls for another hero, maybe like a pure damage dealer that won't be like a hybrid. This is like a hybrid hero. I doubt her multipliers are insane, but it needs to be tested. She's a limited hero. I doubt they're gonna be making her super broken because, I mean, they remember what happened with previous heroes, unless they're gonna be doing that and releasing counters afterward, which is usually the way it goes. But this is not a hero that you're gonna be able to just like slap on your defense and she's gonna be doing miracles for you, because the enemy can just bait her into an earth tank. Like she's gonna be used for offense, guys. Offense, I mean, like Guild War offense, arena offense, real-time arena on offense, right? But she does need a team. If you don't have her with godly gear, then like maybe she won't be able to even land a kill by herself, and then you have to go through the 15% innate resist. Maybe you don't land that defense break, which allows you to well, you won't be able to land a kill with skill number 2, right? If you don't land a sleep, you're not built with a crit chance, then the crit chance buff will be applied, I believe, after the damage. So that means, well, you're not going to be critting, which means you're not going to be killing the target. So there's different ways that this could go wrong, so keep that in mind. Definitely very hard to build, but I mean, I'll be covering her more in depth. I'll be showcasing her, so stay tuned for that, guys. But straight off the bat, like, she looks very promising for late game players. like this is a PvP oriented hero. You can definitely use her in PV. I don't know how much morale she's gonna bring in a raid, but she's got defense break. She get an extra turn. She has access to ranger artifacts, so you can apply target debuff with skill number 3, and then that's even more damage for skill number 2 with that ranger artifact, right? Or you could have sort of judgment, so you can get an extra attack with skill number 1. So that's pretty cool right there. All right, so real quick about artifacts for her, right? You could use Song of Stars to land target debuff with skill number 3. So that's more damage for you to potentially kill the target with skill number 2, or to assist your team to land, you know, target debuff. And you can also use that in PV as well. So that's pretty cool for her, you know, having that for 2 turns. Sword of Judgment, definitely a solid one as well if you are if you definitely like RNG. Randomness, right? 20% chance to attack again with a basic attack when the target survives a single attack. So skill 3 could trigger this thing, and defense break has been applied. Well, hopefully it didn't get resisted, right? So that's pretty cool, right? For her, Guiding Light, you could use that. You have 2 chances to actually go in stealth with skill number 3 or skill number 2, and it lasts 2 turns. So if you trigger that after skill number 3 and then use skill number 2, you still will have it for 1 turn. So that's pretty cool. That could be viable for her, especially since like maybe you don't have this thing fully limit broken. So having 2 chances, of course, much better than 1 chance. So yeah, real quick, like you could use Sash Achates to boost combat-readiness. That's the thing though with her. Maybe you can pull off a kill, which means that she could be able to boost the combat-readiness of the team because of Sash Achates. So definitely could be interesting if that could work, depending on her multipliers, depending on your gear, depending on who you're actually attacking. Of course, attacking Earth would be preferable. But yeah, there's definitely multiple ways to build this hero, so I can't wait to test her out. Well, good luck with the summoning, guys. I'm Astranox. Peace out for now.
That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Press the bell icon to be notified whenever I release a new video. And check out my other videos. They should be showing up on the screen now. I got playlists of all sorts for PvE and PvP, Arena, Guild Wars, guest tips and how-tos, and this for 62+, as well as best other guides for my early to mid-game players. Join my Discord server. The link is in the description. Over 1,000 members if you want to get help or help the community. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.